Sean, did you already give your thoughts on Shakur? Because I wanted yours being as though.
No, go ahead.
Well, I wanted yours being as though you had to cut the braid. He lost his belts. It's not necessarily the same because you made the weight, but like, how bad do you think it was that he said no to the extra 2 hours?
It was 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
And he had to give up money.
Yeah.
So it's not like you don't know what's coming to you if you don't get off the pound and a half.
And he had to give up the belts.
1 pound, 6 ounces.
6 ounces, 1 pound, 6 ounces. And so the way I looked at it as, because I've been in this position before with that fight. And I was having a hard time getting weight off. And it started to bother me mentally. It started to bother me emotionally. I was like, my weight ain't moving. Like, this has never happened. Well, what's going on? Am I done with 147, right? So I wake up the morning of the weigh-in. My weight wasn't what I needed to be. I'm like, at this point, I'm mentally exhausted. I'm emotionally exhausted. I'm like, man, F it, right? So we go to the scale, already knowing that we're overweight, already knowing that it's going to be 2 hours. But for me, I had checked out. I was like, I'm getting on the scale. I don't know if I'm going to lose this weight. And so between leaving the venue where we did the weigh-in and going to the gym where we went to lose the weight, between that time, I was checked out. And shout out to Marcus Watson. He was rolling with me and my dad. And my dad was having a little bit of a heated conversation in the front, whatever. And I hadn't told my dad, but I basically was checked out, just going through the motions at this point. And Marcus in the back seat, he leans up and he kind of gives me this pep talk. I'm like, all right, boom, I'm gonna make it. So I think that he mentally checked out of making the weight. And then once he knew that what it was going to take, even though it was going to take 2 hours or whatever, I think he was just like, no, I'm good. I don't need these belts anyway. I'm going to move up to 135. You can't stop me from being great tomorrow night. And if anything, me trying to lose more weight is only going to not allow me to perform the way I can. So I think it was, I think he had checked out of 130. And I think that, there's really not much competition for him at 130 to begin with.
I want to say that I feel like that's Top Rank's fault. They didn't give him the motivation needed. He wanted to be undisputed, but there's a few comments from Bob where he's like, it's not worth undisputing with the leftover champions that are there. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, who is it? Uagwa and Cordina?
No, it's Joe Cordina and then
now Hector.
Dominican brethren.
Yeah, Hector. So obviously the Hector fight would be tough because it's
PBC.
Top Rank PBC. The Cordina fight is possible because it's Matchroom. But, Bob basically made it seem like those ain't big fights. Why be undisputed? How do you feel about that, being that close to undisputed?
At least halfway there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
I mean,
what
more
said.
than half with the ring, man.
It's just what I said about Bruce and Keyshawn. If I'm ambitious and you know what my goals are you going to put me in the right positions to achieve my goals? I had a personal conversation with Keyshawn. I said, yo, what's going on? Is it you or who is it? He says, no, man, they know what I want and they give me what I want. You know what I mean? But
he told us.
He made sure that people were in position to do that. He wasn't giving his career and all of that to just anybody,
We asked him specifically.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but not saying that that's what Shakur did.
No, for sure.
But I don't think Shakur's got the right person to get that that energy to do what you need to do.
We asked Keyshawn specifically because he chose to be with Bomac, and he's seen what happened with Crawford, and he knows that there's a lawsuit, but he feels like he's different than Crawford because he comes with the amateur background. He comes with the silver medalist, so he feels like a silver medal. He feels like Top Rank already knows what they have in them, and with Crawford, they had to find out on the job.
He felt that Crawford had to prove himself on the job versus he says, I come with the silver medal. I'm proving we in different situations.
Yeah.
Because it was, quite interesting given that Terrence Crawford, your main gym mate, if you will, is currently suing the promoter he chose to sign with.
I think if you looked at film of Terrence Crawford before you signed him, you say this is gonna be a really good lightweight fighter. I don't know if he's gonna knock guys out. I don't know if he's gonna be exciting, and then he ends up being all of that. And I think that to a degree, Keyshawn may be right in the sense that they really maybe underestimated what they had, and then realized that they couldn't move what they had the way he needed to be moved. And so yeah, I think that Keyshawn again, he's much more vocal than Terrence is.
I think it's something else that we are seeing today is that, I've been hearing Keyshawn's name before, he turned pro, before the Olympics, before all of that, because he came up with those Shakurs, with those Richardson Hitchens that would talk about, those guys. And now Shakur does it now with Lil Manny Chance, Emmanuel Chance, and keeps their young guys, and he's like, he the next one, he the next one, so it's like,
and that's so beautiful to see. I know Emmanuel. He trains at the same gym I told you about in New Jersey.
They keep not just putting it in our brains, but in the promoter's brain. Like Keyshawn's, like, he's already told me of fighters that he keep telling the promoter about,
or that he has told,
like
him and Shakur had, vouched for Jarrett. Like, that's your next future heavyweight. So that's a good reference, to have a Shakur and a Keyshawn. What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content, or right here on our YouTube members.